So it sounds like we're helping parents and educators understand what the environment is that will best support these kids, right? And understanding what those signals are when they do become dysregulated, not feeling safe, when they feel sensory overloaded, overstimulated, understimulated. And when they have some of these challenges, especially difficult behaviors, I say to the parents or and teachers, frankly, what were the triggers right before? And so I give them a worksheet. What are those triggers? Oh, you know what? They haven't eaten in a while. We just came back from recess and they needed to decompress, but they kept on going. Or, you know what I mean? They were very tired. They didn't sleep well the night before. So, what are these triggers that may be exacerbating these behaviors, these difficulties?
Yeah, we write up what's called a behavior response sheet, and it is all of the things that their body presents that tells you that things aren't correct. And then the intervention strategy corresponds with it that can help them get back on track. So it could be something so much as they're fidgeting a lot in their seat, or they're walking on the balls of their feet, or something like that. Those are all indicators. And then we're teaching them these interventions and providing the caretakers with how to spot them. But over time, you want the individual to learn these interventions too. So when they say, "Oh gosh, I just noticed I had all the weight on the balls of my feet. I must be getting a little anxious or something," they can rein themselves back in and provide the intervention. But that's ways down the road. We're just trying to get them to a better state right now and more regulated.
And that's when we can bridge them up. And I say bridge them up from a social communication standpoint because of the social communication bridge and understand when they're in an environment, I'm going to say loud, large, lots of people, when they feel overwhelmed, that we may need to bridge down. And
Absolutely.
yeah, and what I tell parents, it's not always about being verbal 100% of the time. If you want them to be, but there may be times that they have to be, they are a little quiet. That doesn't mean you have to fight them on it and be, no, you need to talk, you need to talk. Why are they not communicating? And how can we help them understand themselves in that situation? So I say you bridge up, you bridge down, but eventually we start to understand, they understand, and they can stay verbal in most situations. That's the goal, is to help them become a confident social communicator in all settings, and knowing what those strategies and interventions are, not just for social communication, but in this case for kids with sensory challenges, and to be able to understand them. Something as easy as arriving to a party early to regulate yourself to an environment. Something so simple, giving them the act of handing and taking something with someone else stimulates social engagement. And once you start doing that, it fuels the next steps.
Yes, absolutely.
So there's just so much to talk about. Is there anything, like, I know we've been talking for a while and our listeners are like loving this, but we have a lot more to talk about. We can do a whole nother episode on school. I mean, there's just so much.
Yeah, we could on the various topics of it. I would say, like, safety first. Do they feel safe? Do they look like they feel safe? Do you feel safe? Those are the key ones. And if you don't, address that first and then go after regulation, because expecting anything prior to feeling safe is not a realistic expectation. We've got to have that first.
Yep. Look, listen, and learn. Help understand these kids, and they begin to help themselves, understanding their feelings, what they're feeling, what is their body telling them.